The alarm rings. It's 6 a.m. The room is quiet, the world is still, and in that exact moment, you have a choice. Do you hit snooze, roll over, and fall back into comfort? Or do you rise, step into the cold air, and claim the day as your own? That choice, though small, decides everything. Because how you start your morning sets the tone for your entire day. Win the morning, and you win the day. Think about it. The most successful people in history, the leaders, the athletes, the innovators, they didn't stumble into greatness by accident. They designed their mornings with purpose. They understood that the early hours are the foundation, the quiet space where champions are built. There's a quote that says, "Lose an hour in the morning, and you will spend all day hunting for it." And it's true. If you waste your morning, the rest of your day slips through your fingers like sand. But if you own your morning, if you rise with purpose, with discipline, with fire, you can shape the entire day into something powerful. Let me tell you a story. David was an ordinary guy, working a 9-to-5 job he hated. He woke up every day at the last possible minute, rushing through breakfast, stressed in traffic, and already drained before he even sat at his desk. Every day felt the same. He told himself, maybe one day life will get better. But nothing changed. Until one morning, he decided to try something different. Instead of hitting snooze, he got up an hour earlier. He made his bed. He exercised for 20 minutes. He read a few pages of a book. He wrote down 3 goals for the day. That was it. And do you know what happened? That single hour changed everything. His mornings stopped feeling chaotic and started feeling like victories. He walked into work calmer, sharper, more confident. Over time, those small wins in the morning gave him the clarity and courage to start his own business. And years later, David wasn't just surviving the day, he was owning his life. His secret? He won the morning. And you can too. Here's the truth. Most people live reactive lives. They wake up late, they grab their phone, they scroll through social media, they react to the world before they've even had a chance to take a breath. And then they wonder why their lives feel out of control. But when you take ownership of your morning, you stop reacting and start creating. You set the tone. You choose the energy. You claim the direction of your day. Picture this. You wake up early. You take a few deep breaths. You speak gratitude into the air. You move your body. You read. You journal. You pray. You visualize your goals. By the time the world wakes up, you've already won. And when you win the morning, everything else feels lighter, sharper, easier. It doesn't matter if you're a student, an entrepreneur, a parent, or someone just trying to find their way. Your morning is the lever that moves your day. And if you string together enough days, you move your entire life. But here's the challenge. It won't be easy at first. Your bed will whisper, stay. Your body will beg for comfort. Your mind will fight back. But this is where discipline is forged. This is where you prove to yourself that you are stronger than excuses. As Robin Sharma said, own your morning. Elevate your life. Every great achievement starts with that first decision in the morning. To rise, to fight, to show up for yourself. So let me ask you, what kind of morning are you going to have tomorrow? Will it be one that steals your day, or one that sets you on fire? Because the truth is simple. Win the morning, and you win the day. Let's be real. Mornings are hard. When the alarm goes off, your body doesn't want victory. It wants comfort. The blanket feels warm, the bed feels safe, and the world outside feels cold and uninviting. That's when the battle begins. Not against the clock, not against the alarm, but against yourself. Winning the morning is not about being a morning person. It's about mastering the voice inside your head that whispers, stay where it's comfortable. That voice doesn't care about your dreams. That voice doesn't care about your goals. That voice only cares about keeping you safe, predictable, average. But average won't change your life. Average won't get you to your dreams. Average won't let you look back one day with pride. That's why the morning is sacred. It's your first battle of the day. And if you win it, you walk into the rest of the day with momentum, confidence, and strength. Think about athletes. Do you know why many of them train before sunrise? It's not just about fitting practice into their schedules. It's about psychology. When you wake up early and put in the work while the world is asleep, you're telling yourself, I'm willing to do what others won't. And when you do what others won't, you get to live how others can't. Let me share a story. There was a woman named Claire. She dreamed of writing a novel, but never seemed to find the time. She had a full-time job, a family, endless responsibilities. Every night she told herself she'd write, but by the end of the day, she was exhausted. Her dreams stayed locked inside her, year after year. Then one day, she made a decision. She set her alarm an hour earlier. At first, it was painful. Her body resisted. Her mind begged for sleep. But she forced herself to sit at her desk with a cup of coffee and write. Just one page. That was her promise. One page a day. Weeks passed. The pages added up. Months passed. The story took shape. A year later, Claire held in her hands the manuscript of her first completed novel. She wept, not because it was perfect, but because she had proven to herself what was possible when you win the morning. Her book went on to inspire thousands, but the real victory happened long before anyone else saw it. The victory happened in those quiet, lonely mornings where she chose discipline over comfort. And that's the same choice you face every single day. Maybe you're not trying to write a book. Maybe you're trying to lose weight, start a business, pass an exam, or simply feel proud of yourself again. Whatever your goal is, the morning gives you a head start. It's a window of time where the world hasn't touched you yet. No texts, no emails, no demands, no distractions. It's just you and the opportunity to build the life you want. But here's the mistake most people make. They waste their mornings. They roll over, grab their phones, and scroll through endless feeds. They fill their minds with noise before they've even had a chance to think. By the time they get out of bed, they're already behind. Don't let that be you. Start small if you have to. Get up 30 minutes earlier. Use that time to move your body, to read something uplifting, to journal, to set intentions for the day. These aren't just habits, they're declarations. They're you saying, I am in control of my day. I am in control of my life. There's a powerful quote by Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. And the most important habit you can build is the habit of winning the morning. Because when you win the morning, you create a ripple effect. You carry that energy into your work, your relationships, your decisions. You show up stronger, sharper, more focused. And even when the day throws challenges your way, as it always will, you're anchored. You're grounded. You're not reacting, you're leading. So here's the question you must ask yourself. What would my life look like if I won the morning, every morning, for the next year? How much stronger would I feel? How much closer would I be to my goals? How different would my life look? The answer is completely different. Because success is not one giant leap. It's 1,000 small wins stacked on top of each other. And the first win, the one that makes all the others possible, is the morning. So tomorrow when your alarm rings, don't think of it as just another day. Think of it as your first battle. And remind yourself, win this, and you win everything that follows. Because the truth is simple, and it's powerful. Win the morning, win the day. Picture this. 2 people wake up at the same time. The first one rolls over, grabs their phone, scrolls through social media, and lets the morning slip away. The second one gets out of bed, stretches, drinks water, sets intentions, and takes control of their day. At first, the difference between them is invisible. One morning wasted, one morning owned. It doesn't seem like much. But stack it up. 10 mornings, 50 mornings, 100 mornings. By the end of the year, the gap between these 2 people is massive. One is stuck in the same cycle of frustration and mediocrity. The other is stronger, sharper, more confident, and closer to their dreams. That's the power of mornings. Winning the morning is not about perfection, it's about momentum. And momentum compounds. A small victory early gives you the strength to face bigger battles later. But a loss in the morning makes every other challenge heavier. Let's get real for a moment. We've all had those mornings where nothing goes right. You wake up late, rush to get ready, skip breakfast, and run out the door stressed. All day, you're behind. You're snapping at people. You're foggy in meetings. You're unfocused in class. One bad morning steals your entire day. But the opposite is true too. Start with gratitude, movement, purpose, and suddenly, Even when challenges come, you're ready. You're calm. You're in control. You're leading, not reacting. And that's why the phrase is so powerful. Win the morning, win the day. Let me tell you about Jamal. Jamal was a college student, struggling with grades. He'd stay up late playing video games, sleep through his alarms, and barely drag himself to class. His mornings were chaos, and his days reflected it. Messy, unproductive, unfocused. One day, after failing an important exam, Jamal hit rock bottom. He realized that if he kept living like this, his future would collapse before it even started. So he made a change. He decided to wake up at 5:30 a.m. every day. At first, it was torture. He hated it. But he committed. Instead of scrolling his phone, he worked out. Instead of rushing, he planned his day. Instead of stumbling into class half asleep, he walked and prepared. His energy shifted. His grades improved. His confidence soared. By graduation, Jamal wasn't just passing, he was thriving. He looked back and realized it wasn't some magic secret. It wasn't luck. It wasn't even intelligence. It was mornings. Winning his mornings had won him his future. And that's the same choice you face. Maybe you're working a job you don't love. Maybe you're trying to lose weight. Maybe you're chasing a dream that feels impossible. The path won't be easy. But every morning you win gives you strength, clarity, and momentum to keep going. There's a quote from Benjamin Franklin. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. It's not just a cute saying, it's a blueprint. The early hours hold the keys to transformation. But here's where people struggle. Mornings are hard because they expose your weaknesses. When you wake up early, you can't hide behind excuses. It's just you and your discipline. And that's why most people fail. They don't lose because they're incapable. They lose because they're inconsistent. Consistency is the secret ingredient. One morning won't change your life, but 100 mornings, 1,000 mornings, that will transform everything. Think of it like training for a marathon. You don't wake up one day and run 26 miles. You build it step by step, day by day. The mornings are your training ground. Every morning you win, you're building endurance for life's marathon. And let me be brutally honest. If you can't control your mornings, how can you expect to control your life? If you can't win the first battle of the day, how can you expect to win the war? Your mornings are proof of your commitment, proof of your discipline, proof of how badly you want the life you say you want. So the next time you're tempted to hit snooze, remember this. Snooze is not just a button. It's a decision. It's you saying, my comfort matters more than my future. And every time you hit it, you're training your brain to choose average over greatness. But when you rise, when you get up even when it's hard, you're sending a different message. I am in control. I am disciplined. I will not settle. That's how champions are made. And maybe you don't feel like a champion yet. Maybe you feel broken, stuck, tired. That's okay. Winning the morning isn't about who you are right now. It's about who you're becoming. Every sunrise is a new chance, a fresh start, a new opportunity to step into the person you want to be. So tomorrow, when that alarm rings, see it for what it is, a test of discipline, a test of character, a test of how badly you want the life you've been dreaming of. Win that test, and you win the day. Win enough days, and you win your future. Let me tell you something most people never realize. Mornings are not just about productivity, they are about identity. Every morning, when you rise with discipline, you're telling yourself, I am the kind of person who shows up. I am the kind of person who takes control of my life. And that identity bleeds into everything you do. When you skip your morning, when you hit snooze, when you waste those first precious hours, you're telling yourself, I'm the kind of person who lets life control me. I'm the kind of person who waits for motivation. I'm the kind of person who settles. And the truth is, your life will always rise or fall to the level of your identity. Winning the morning is about proving to yourself that you are stronger than excuses, that you can push through fatigue, that you can rise above comfort, that you can lead yourself even when no one is watching. Because here's the truth, discipline is freedom. When you control your mornings, you control your life. There's a powerful story of a man named Eric. For years, Eric struggled with weight, depression, and a lack of direction. He'd sleep until noon, drag himself out of bed, and waste his days numbing himself with TV and food. He kept saying, "One day I'll change." But that one day never came. Until one morning, something shifted. He woke up, looked at himself in the mirror, and realized he couldn't keep living this way. He didn't start with a giant transformation. He started small. He set his alarm for 6 a.m. and forced himself to walk around the block. The next morning, he did it again. And again. Weeks turned into months. His walks became runs. His runs turned into workouts. His mornings turned into victories. And with every sunrise, Eric became a new man. He lost the weight, yes, but more importantly, he found his purpose. He discovered a confidence he never knew he had. And it all started with one morning. One choice. One decision to rise. Your story can be the same. Maybe you've been stuck in the same cycle, sleeping late, wasting mornings, telling yourself you'll change tomorrow. Maybe you've been letting the world dictate your life instead of taking control. But today, you get to make a new decision. You get to write a new story. And it starts tomorrow morning. Set your alarm. Don't hit snooze. Get up. Move. Write. Pray. Breathe. Whatever it is that pushes you toward your best self, do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. Because here's the secret. Motivation fades, but momentum grows. Every morning you win builds momentum. Every morning you rise sharpens your mind, strengthens your body, and fuels your spirit. And soon, it's not just about mornings anymore. It's about how you live your entire life. You begin to carry yourself differently. You begin to show up for work, for school, for your family, with a different energy. People start asking, what changed? But the truth is, it wasn't one big thing, it was mornings. It was 1,000 little victories before the world even woke up. There's a quote by Jocko Willink. Discipline equals freedom. That is the essence of mornings. When you discipline yourself to rise, to take control, to win the first battle of the day, you give yourself freedom. Freedom from chaos. Freedom from stress. Freedom from regret. Because the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. So when your alarm rings tomorrow, ask yourself, which pain do I want? The pain of getting up, of fighting through fatigue, of showing up for myself? Or the pain of regret, of looking back one day and realizing I wasted my potential? The choice is yours. And let me be honest, it will never be easy. Not at first. You will stumble. You will miss days. You will feel like giving up. But don't. Because every time you rise, you're not just building a habit, you're building a future. So tomorrow morning, when you hear that alarm, don't think of it as just another day. Think of it as an invitation. An invitation to discipline. An invitation to growth. An invitation to become the person you've always wanted to be. When the day, when your life. One day, you will look back on your life. And in that moment, you will ask yourself, did I live fully? Did I fight for my dreams? Did I rise to my potential? And the answer won't be written in the big events, the graduations, the promotions, the awards. The answer will be found in the small, daily choices. The mornings you won, or the mornings you lost. Because mornings are not just the start of your day, they are the start of your life. Each sunrise is a chance to begin again. Each alarm clock is an invitation to greatness. Each morning you win is a brick laid in the foundation of your future. The question is, will you build or will you waste it? Here's what I know. The world is full of people waiting for motivation, waiting for the right time, waiting for opportunities to fall into their lap. But champions? Champions don't wait. Champions create. Champions rise when it's hard, when it's uncomfortable, when it would be easier to quit. Champions win the morning. And you, yes, you, have that same power inside of you. Think about the person you want to become. Stronger, smarter, more disciplined, more confident, more successful. That person isn't built by accident. That person is built every morning you rise with purpose. Every morning you put in the work. Every morning you silence excuses and choose discipline. The morning is your mirror. It reflects your commitment. It shows you who you really are. And if you don't like what you see, change it. Change it tomorrow morning. Start with one decision, one choice, one victory. Because if you can win the morning, you can win the day. And if you win enough days, you can win your life. There's a quote by Marcus Aurelius. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. That's the mindset of a champion. Gratitude, purpose, discipline. So tomorrow, when your alarm rings, remember this message. Don't think of it as noise. Don't think of it as a burden. Think of it as your wake-up call to destiny. The moment you prove to yourself that you are not average. The moment you claim your power. Rise, move, breathe, focus, set your goals. Step into the day with fire. Because the future doesn't belong to the ones who stay in bed. It belongs to the ones who rise. And when it gets hard, because it will get hard, remember this. You are not just fighting for a morning. You are fighting for your future, for your family, for your dreams, for the legacy you'll leave behind. Don't let comfort steal that from you. Don't let laziness rob you of your greatness. Don't let excuses chain you to mediocrity. Because you were not born to be average. You were born to win. So win. Win today. Win tomorrow. Win every morning until victory becomes your lifestyle. And when you need that reminder, when you need that push, when you need that fire to keep going, come back here. Let these words light the spark inside you again. If this message hit you, if it stirred something deep inside you, then don't let it end here. Take action, commit, and stay connected to the fire. Hit that subscribe button to Mind Fire Motivation, because every single day, we're here to remind you of your strength, your discipline, your greatness. Win the morning, win the day, win your life. And remember, the rest of the world is still sleeping, but you are awake. You are alive. You are ready. Now go. Win the morning. Win the day.